Hello everyone, this is Ginger here and welcome back to another pastel video, and today we are back with our fields and beautiful sunsets. So we're going to do this beautiful little dusk scene, clear that the sun's setting. Most of this looks like what I would refer to as cow parsley, but I'm pretty sure some of you would refer to this as Queen Anne's lace, I think. But leave your comments in the comment section below if you have a different name for this plant, but effectively it's a giant weed, which is how we like. So what we're going to do is I'm using a different pastel paper today. This, I can find a bit of paper. Right, so I got a non-sanded pastel paper sample pack of 6/4 sheets from Jackson's Art Supplies. You can see if I can show you here without it reflecting in all the lights. Should do. So this is piece number 5, which is the Fabriano Tiziano pastel paper, 160 grams per square meter. So not the lightest in the pack. The lightest in the pack is the Hamule Ingress, which is 100 GSM, followed by the Clairefontaine Ingress, which is 130 grams. And then Hamule Lana Colours pastel paper, which is 160, Fabriano Ingress, which is 160, and a classic that I have quite a bit of for just doing studies and stuff, which is the Canson Tense pastel paper, which is also 160. There's not really that much in it between the Canson Tense and the Fabriano Ingress. I bought the Canson Tense, I got a pack of 50 sheets, for A3 sheets for pretty cheap, all the same colour, which is the soft grey. So that's what I bought at the time because it was cheap, but the price between the two kind of fluctuates. Some days the Fabriano Ingress is cheaper and some days the Canson's cheaper. It just totally depends on time of year, day of week, and which way the wind seems to be blowing at the moment. But they are very, very, very similar papers, so it never makes much difference. So this is what we're going to use today. Now, obviously, this stuff does not hold a lot of pastel at all. So we're going to see how this plays. It also isn't particularly great for water, but I am going to do a underpainting wash. So we're going to see how that goes. It's quite a cool tone. Well, although it's warm, I want to cool it down a wee bit to make it a bit more cooler. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out, I've got the tree line along here. So I'm going to mark this anyway. Hear my washing machine in the background sounding like it's doing its final spin. Great, typical timing. Right, and then honestly it's always darker because you can actually see the shadows in the plants that are closest up. So, ooh, what's that? I've got something underneath the paper there which has been, see it there, it's just been picked up. I'm just gonna make sure it is dark enough down there. Right, so that's our blues, and now we want a kind of mid-tone blue. I'm just going for the cooler colours. Pick this, which is really just an interesting, I like it because it's an interesting colour. I'm probably going to end up using this colour anyway in the painting. Make that much of a difference. It's nice just to kind of get it in there while I've got the opportunity. Into the sky as well. There we go, totally exciting. There you go, piece done. No, only joking. It'd be very poor if I did that. yes, I forgot how fast this stuff sucks water. It's almost like watercolour paper. The water literally just soaks in and it disappears in seconds. And you're like, oh, and it's gone. Which is fine. Because the whole point of this is that you just want to spread it round and make a nice even. Oh, and it's running. That's fine. I don't mind that. And a lot of other people are like, oh, panic, it's running. Do you know what? Doesn't matter. You're going to paint over it anyway. So what's the point? Stop worrying. Brushstrokes are actually quite important, even in your underpainting. You know, it's one of those things where people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, actually it does, because it grounds what you're doing and you can actually see it, weirdly enough. So I'm just going to do that. And then do this tree line. See it running down while I'm not paying attention, but there we go. I don't mind. Kind of like it in some respects. It does kind of add. Right. You can see it's kind of bubbling up a wee bit, but I don't mind that. That's fine. I often just let it do that and then just work with it, because you know what, it's not going to make any difference. In fact, actually sometimes when you're having to press round on the paper and it's bobbling like that underneath because it's lifted, because obviously it's warped where it's got wet, you can actually get some really interesting textures and lines when it does that. I mean, a lot of people would be probably screaming at me right now going, no, it creates creases and weird marks and over pastel in certain areas. I'm like, yeah, nah, it's fine. Right, so that is actually drying pretty quick. So the sky's already dry. You can see it's still holding the pastel really well by the fact that it's still coming off of my fingers, as you can see. Yay, pastel fingers! There will be blue, pink and green dust everywhere today. Come on, dry faster, dry faster. Dry faster. I swear there must be like quite a few of us that have like a pastel dry dance. You know? How to make things dry faster. I mean, there's a few of us that obviously I could get the heat gun out and do it that way, but there's not much point. Now today I thought, as we're heading into winter and it is significantly colder, we started the day at 3 degrees, so everything is rather frosty this morning. And usually in the winter I have this most stunning, beautiful shop full of gorgeous handmade stuff, bits and pieces. So there's candles and hats, scarves, socks, chocolate, wooden decorations, books. I picked up a wonderful book called Twilight by Angela Harding. So I'm doing a fair bit of lino work at the moment as well on top of my pastel work. So if you want to check that out, I'm gonna start putting those videos up as well, and I'll create a separate playlist for those so that you can kind of jump back and forth between them if you want to see them. But her work is absolutely stunning and the book is amazing, so highly recommend. But I picked that book up from that shop. The shop is called Blue Magpie. It's a little tiny independent shop tucked away up a side street in Dunkeld, and it's very easy for me to go there because it's very, very close to home. But I picked up this stunning candle, which I'm just going to show you. It's a Ival candle from down south. I come from down south, but obviously I'm living in Scotland now, so made in Cornwall. Orange and cinnamon, and look at the artwork on it. Very folksy. Smells amazing. It's making my whole studio smell not quite Christmassy, but definitely very autumnal. So how's this doing? Almost dry. Right, so in this realms of almost dry, let's see what we want to do. We want to add some want to keep this to the kind of, yeah, I really want to keep this to colder tones. So, colder tones indeed. So I kind of want bluey pinks. I like blue pink. Let's have a look. Yes, I'm starting with a light, which is a bit unusual because usually I start with a dark, but we're going to start with this light because I want to tackle this sky because it's annoying me. So it's not, I don't want to add much. Softer pastels really stick to this paper, which makes it really hard to work with. All I just snip in. With this, which is our lightest colour. Up slightly, not much, just a little bit, so that see, this is kind of where the main focal point is of this bit. This is where the sun's going down here. Like that. Right. Oop. Stop hitting the camera. I moved the camera so I wouldn't hit it this time, and I'm still hitting the camera. I do apologise. Because I'm blind and I've got the camera blind on that side and I've got the camera on that side, I stupidly keep hitting it. I think what I do want to do is I want to bring the blue in first before I put this middle pink in. I'm not going to do much blending in this because this paper won't take to too much blending. It becomes very muddy. So there is going to be a weird rough quality to this as I work, but we'll see how that pans out. Okay, well, hit the camera again. Sorry. Right, let's see. Let's get this pink in, shall we? Blue being dragged down, and as you can see, this pink picks up the blue quite thick, so it's quite a soft pastel, this one, with unison. So I want to make sure that I'm not picking up too much blue at the bottom, not going so much further up, but there we go. Look at that. Now I want to bring some of this blue back in because I want to make sure that it kind of focus that this focuses around here as it kind of as it's coming up. I just love this colour. It's just such a beautiful colour. Such a beautiful blue. Right. So that's kind of, sorry. I'll get over that one of these days. Right. So, sky's kind of in. Now I kind of need, I want to put dark blue in first. I want one of the dark unisons. Just because I want to... I'll be careful because I know that there's some white in these flowers, so sticking up above this trees, so I want to be careful about where I put those. Right now I kind of don't care in some respects. This is starting to look more tree-like, that's a bit better. Just kind of cutting in with this dark blue, just to kind of reintroduce some of these tree shapes in. Trees are always weird because you're never really sure. Like shapes and stuff with trees are a bit weird because they're not like how you expect them. You know how you used to draw trees as a child? Well, guess what? They definitely don't look like that in any way whatsoever. Just gonna reintroduce that dark there. It's like a couple of patches here and there. I'm just going to introduce in. Right. Now there's interesting blue colour, bluey green in these trees, which I'm going to put in. So I'm just going to clean Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. Kind of comes down in weird bits and like shapes and starts, which is kind of annoying. Because you're like, you want to make up your mind where you want to. I like the blue-green there actually. This turquoise is beautiful. I think I should probably add some down here. And probably a little bit in the mid-ground as well. I do need a cold green, cold dark green going into this back. This might be too light. Oh, sorry guys, let's do that. There we go. And again. Actually, no, maybe it does work. Just kind of putting the green along the top so that I can see where I'm going. I like the green in that actually. I also want to do the edge of this slightly darker. Oh, look at the colours in that. Yay! Look at that go. Right. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I need to bring in these flowers. Now, I am not going to make these flowers white. I'm going to make them the very light pink, which I actually used at the bottom of the sky, plus kind of neutral green. If I can dig it out. Oh yeah, really hiding. Got a couple of different neutral greens that I can use. So, oh, there's one. Cleaning off. And I think actually that might be a better colour option. So what I want to do is mark in these flowers. So, part is actually deciding where you want them, because I don't want to do all of them because we'll be here forever, and actually not what you want anyway. You don't want to be doing all of them. And got a really tight little bunch here. Do that with. We've got one really high up here, but it touches the sky, but I actually don't want it to go over the sky because it will just break that connection, so we don't want to do that. So I'm gonna just do that. I mean, in this reference photo, this is from Unsplash, there's a lot of flowers in this. And actually you don't want that, because it just becomes too busy and then it kind of detracts. You start being unable to process everything that's in the picture, and it then just becomes messy. So you want to be able to give somebody a visual reference and go, I want you to look here in this direction, not I've got stuff everywhere, so you're just going to look everywhere, because that's just not going to do any good. You want to be able to draw your person in and let them and kind of lead them through your painting. So I actually got quite a nice little head here. I'm just going to do this with. Now, as you can see in this reference photo, quite a lot of the ones right at the front are blurred out. That's fine. I actually don't have a problem with that, because these plants are pretty much the same. The heads are all the same, and it kind of gives me a little bit of free rein. I know where they are, but I also don't want to do all the individual flower heads. So I'm just digging the pastel in, basically. So what I want to do is I want to kind of lead this way. So what you don't want to do is use the flowers as the lead. The flowers are not the lead. The neutral gap space between the flowers are what you want to lead to curve up and round to this focal point, which I'm probably going to have to put back in because I kind of lost it a wee bit. I don't want to don't want to lose it too much. So there is obviously quite a few of these, but I'm not going to make them distinct. They're just going to be marks like this. So you can see that there are some, especially further away, they kind of look a lot like this, a lot together, but actually that's not the case. Wrong way, where the sun's going out, even. Like that. And then I just want to touch on some of these with this pink. You won't be able to see, I don't know if you'll be able to see much of a difference at all. But it is important because the highest ones that we're looking at, I'm going to be picking up some of that pink. So what you want really is to be able to tie, and you want to tie your sky in with your ground. You never want that not to happen, because if your sky isn't tied in with your ground, you can't ground your ground. They're like two separate. They become two separate entities, which it doesn't work very well when you do that. So. Bit of pink in there. It's going to help. Oh, sorry. I don't understand. How is it no matter where I move this camera, it just keeps coming in? Right. Now I've got the mid-tone pink in my hand. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Just right at the top. Because this does kind of work its way in, and it is kind of reflecting on the grass. So yes, we've gone from looking okay to looking messy again. Oh, and we're also blurry. There we go. That's better. Right, now we need to kind of move onto our greens. So mid. For God's sake, what's it with me in this camera today? Oh, there we go. Right, so there's our mid-green, our mid-blue green going in, which I'm just gonna kind of add in stripes and bursts. selecting the screen here, this is how we're working. We're just going to keep adding in the green in little bits and pieces. Not much. It is a very strong colour, this one. So, but it's also beautiful kind of blue-green. Right, we do want to go next one up. We want to go a bit lighter, a little bit yellower as well. Just like that. Lots of little ones come together, and then see, just adding in a few, I don't want too much, I do want to show some of what's going on here. Messy down here. Right. Now we're going to bring some more of this green back in. Just little bits here and there. See, I don't know why that's just keeps refusing to focus. Right, I'm gonna see, kind of got there with that, but I've lost some of this. need to add just a touch, kind of lighter. Bring out some of the more important flowers. So you can kind of see those a bit better now. Little grass plants because there's quite a bit of grass in the reference photo, so again. Sorry. Green, yeah. Some of this in. Oh yes, this is my really crumbly one, isn't it? Where it's a slightly different tone. Bits. Like that. This one's Yay. Right. I think what I'm going to do is call it quits on that. Quite like how that's turned out. Here we go. Right, now, shall I try to unsuccessfully take the tape off? I'm just going to adjust you so that you can see a bit better. This is going to be fun. I don't know how well, this is just masking tape, so we're going to see how well this is stuck to this, and whether or not it rips the paper, which will be interesting. The other thing is I've got to remember which direction I take first. I think I always take the long one first, so it should be this first. For those that do have problems with tape sticking, Try using a heat gun on the tape. It just warms up the glue and just makes it slightly easier for it to come off. Okay, there's one side. And get the other one. Oh, it's taking everything else with it. There's another one. Do the bottom one. I always do the top one last. It's pulling a little bit of the paper off, so actually, considering, it's not too bad. Ta-da! Right, top one to go. And I've just stuck the tape around my finger. Not helpful. Right, what I don't want to do is I don't want to lift my edge. Oh, see there? It's ripped it there, and you can see all the way along. It's ripped all the way along, so it will lift the paper. So I think I might have to use a heat gun going forward. So let's see if we can turn this slightly so that it's more towards you and bring you in a bit. There it is. Queen Anne's lace or cow parsley at dusk. And beautiful blue tones. Thank you all for joining me, and hopefully I will see you all soon. Remember, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I always love to answer questions, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of my other videos. Otherwise, look out for some of my work as I start working on some of my lino stuff for Christmas. Ta-ta for now.